Hey everybody, welcome back to Bree's Toys. My name is Stephanie Bree, and this is a list video. This is the top 15 toy lines I do not or will not collect. So I am a big action figure and toy collector and doll collector. I collect a lot of things like Barbie and Monster High and Disney princesses in the doll side. I collect Care Bears, I collect Transformers and Star Wars and G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe and Ninja Turtles on the action figure side. But there's a lot of toys I'm not interested in. So here's the top 15 mostly action figure toy lines that I'm not interested in. So number 15 is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, while I do play D&D, and I do collect D&D books and modules and supplements and miniatures and things like that, I don't collect the action figures. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, I like to make my own characters in D&D. That's just half the fun, is making up a new character. And I don't want pre-generated characters. So that's like the first reason why I don't collect action figures in the D&D line. The second reason is I never watched the cartoon. And I'll never watch the cartoon because I'm not interested in cartoons. And so I have no interest in the D&D toy line because I have no interest in the D&D cartoon it's based on. I also don't read the novels based on D&D books, the Forgotten Realms or the Dragonlance or any of that. I don't read those either. And again, that's partially because I like to create my own characters and have my own adventures in Dungeons & Dragons. That's kind of the point of it. Number 14 is Super 7 reaction figures. Now, I have a couple of Super 7 action figures. I have a Sloth from the Goonies, and I have a Terminator from the Terminator. And when I say I don't collect reaction figures, basically what I mean is I'm not going to have a collection of reaction figures. I'll have like a small assortment, but I'm not going out of my way looking for them. Only reason why I bought the Terminator was because the price was right and I really needed a Terminator figure for my collection, and I'd rather pay $4 for a reaction Terminator on eBay than say $12 or $15 for, a retro Kenner or whoever made Terminator back in the day. And I'm definitely not I'm not spending $40-$50 on a NECA or any of the high-end premium stuff. I do collect NECA, so that's not on the list, but I'm just using that as an example here because I don't want to spend that much money on a Terminator. Number 13 is Jurassic Park, but this also encompasses Godzilla and other, quote, big monster movies. So think King Kong and Gamera and stuff like that. I don't collect any of that. I don't have any Jurassic Park figures. I won't have any vehicles or playsets or dinosaurs. None of that stuff. Now, the exception to this is I want one Godzilla figure and I want one King Kong figure, but I'm looking for a specific scale. The only reason why I want one of each is because I have a 1993 Power Rangers Megazord that is about this tall, and I want something for him to fight. Because the problem with the Power Rangers toy line is they give you these giant Zords, and they give you these itty little 6-inch monsters for him to fight. It's not into scale. So I need something for Megazord to fight. Number 12 is Bendies or Bendums. These are those little rubber figures that you bend. I'm not interested. I don't care which brand it is. I don't care who makes them. I don't care if it's wrestling. I don't care if it's superheroes. I don't care what it is. I don't buy Bendies or Bendums. Number 11 is Bakugan. I don't know what the fuck Bakugan even is. And I'm lumping Bionicle in with Bakugan, even though I think Bionicle is a type of Lego. I'm lumping that in with Bakugan because to me they're the same thing. They're just this weird robot toy or something. I don't know. I have no interest in Bakugan or Bionicle. Number 10 is Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never played the video game. I am not going to watch the movie. I stopped watching Matt Pat videos because he's too fucking obsessed with FNAF. I have no interest in FNAF. I will not buy FNAF toys. Number 9 is Doctor Who. Now, I make an exception for Funko Pops. I do have a Dalek Funko Pop, and I will get a TARDIS of some sort down the road. But I'm not interested in collecting the different doctors or his companions or any of the other aliens. I wanted a Dalek. I got a Funko Pop. I'm good. Number 8 is Star Trek. Now, this hasn't come up on this channel yet, but I have talked about it on my other channels. I hate Star Trek. I mean, I vehemently hate it. With a fiery passion. I will never buy Star Trek toys. There are exceptions. And the exceptions are I want an assortment of some, but not all, some of the main original series cast, and some, but not all, of the Next Generation cast. And the only reason why I want those is because I've seen the movies, and I like some of the movies. I like Wrath of Khan, I like Voyage Home, I like First Contact. So that's the Star Trek I want to collect. Stuff that ties into the movies, not necessarily the TV shows. But by and large, no Star Trek for me. Number 7, Crash Test Dummies. I did watch the cartoon when I was a kid because I was bored, and back then we only got 3 channels, and I watched whatever the fuck was on TV because we only got 3 channels until Fox came along, and I did watch Crash Test Dummies, and I didn't care for it. I didn't understand it, and the toys looked like shit. So I'm not interested in Crash Test Dummies. Mighty Max. Now, I do collect Polly Pockets, but I do not collect Mighty Max. And basically, Mighty Max is just, quote, Polly Pockets for boys. And as a transgender woman, I'm more interested in Polly Pockets than I am Mighty Max. I just have no interest in Mighty Max. Number 5 is Trolls, Stone Protectors, and other troll-like dolls. None of the ones with the long, bushy hairdos. None of them. No Stone Protectors, no Trolls, none of that. Nothing that looks like a troll doll. I'm not interested in troll stuff. I got mad at my parents when they bought me a stupid-ass troll doll when they were all the rage, and I was like, I'm not interested. And they're like, everybody likes troll dolls. And I'm like, everybody but me. Number 4, Dragon Ball Z and other anime toys. Now, there is an exception to this. There's a handful of maybe 5 or 6 anime feature films, and there's 2 anime TV series that I watched growing up, and that's the extent of my anime, and I'm not talking about it here. I may or may not get action figures, if they exist, from those specific anime. If they exist. If they don't exist, then they don't exist, and then that's that. Number 4, I lumped them all together, but it's Macross, Gundam, Robotech, Battletech. Basically, they're all the same. No mecha for me. The exception is Voltron, but I only want the Lion Force Voltron and nothing else. So that's the only thing I want from Voltron, and I don't want any Macross or Battletech or Robotech or Gundam or any of that stuff. Not interested. Number 2 is one of the handful of toy lines I actively hate. I hate the cartoon, I hate the toys, I hate that they exist, and I get irritated when collectors talk about them because they rub me the wrong way. Number 2 is Thundercats. Christ almighty, I hate the fucking Thundercats. I will never buy a Thundercats toy, or figure, or accessory, or nothing. I want nothing to do with the fucking Thundercats. Number 1 is my most hated toy line, and there's a reason why I hate this toy line, and it's Mask. First of all, I love Transformers. I tolerate G.I. Joe. Tolerate it as in, I watched Transformers cartoons when I was a kid because I was into Transformers. G.I. Joe came on immediately after Transformers, and I would watch it just because I needed something else to watch, and it was kind of sort of in the ballpark as Transformers, so I would watch it because it was a lot of the same voice actors and same animation style, even though I wasn't into it. I do have a small assortment of G.I. Joe figures because they're kind of cool figures. Mask is like this bastard child of Transformers and G.I. Joe, and I fucking hate it. I don't even want it to exist. I do not want to talk about it. I don't want to know about it. I just want it to just go away from my memory and not exist as far as I'm concerned. Nothing to do with Mask, and they better fucking not ever bring it back. Because I don't want to have to do a 30-minute rant on Mask if they try to bring it back. This is the 15 toy lines that I do not collect or will not collect, and I gave a brief reason why. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this kind of helps you clarify what you will not see on this channel. This isn't an all-encompassing list of everything you will see. I did do a video that talks about specifically what I collect. You can go ahead and watch that video if you'd like. But, for the most part, I'm pretty open. I'll collect anything that looks cool except for these ones. Stay cool.